Hi Capricorn, welcome to your February 2020 Astro Update and Tarot reading. It's Rena here. So I'm just combining these this month. I don't know how I really like it though, because like I said, like I've been saying in these other readings, it's a little bit cumbersome to have to kind of go back and forth. It's a little awkward, but I used to do it like this. Okay, so until the 18th, the sun is in Aquarius. So the sun is in your second house of earned income, which you like because the second house is an earth house. It's Taurus, and you kind of like can really vibe with that. You're an earth sign. So there could be money issues coming to the forefront for you. You might be like saying, okay, how can I capitalize on certain things in life and make money from them? You're coming off of a new moon on the 24th of January that could have planted seeds in regards to income streams. Mercury is likewise in this house, so the wheels are turning until the 3rd, and then Mercury goes into your 3rd house, and that's the house it rules. So it might have some internet connection there. The 11th and the 3rd houses can be connected to the internet with the 3rd house, it's all forms of communication. So for sure, in this day and age, the internet is a prime source of that. And this is where Mercury retrograde is occurring. So if you are like building a website, be aware of the fact that there might be glitches. And, you know, let's get real here. There can be glitches at any time, anyhow. And you know, here's another thing that I think is very interesting. There was an astrologer, he's not very active these days, and I noticed, he goes, everybody, would you check out my new website? And he was saying this during a Mercury retrograde, so he launched his website during a Mercury retrograde, and he's an astrologer. So think about that for a second. Even astrologers aren't taking their own advice. Or maybe he thinks maybe there's something about his particular chart that it's lucky for him during a Mercury retrograde. I don't know, but you know something? Use these transits as kind of like ways to see what the themes are. Don't get too caught up in it, because then you might not do anything, and that would be tragic. So just keep it loosey-goosey. Okay, so then Venus goes into Aries on the 7th. And so there we have a cardinal sign. So we know that it's going to be in one of these. This is an angular house for you. This is going to be 4th house matters, which is good. Venus is in the 3rd house until the 7th. That can be brothers and sisters. The 4th house can be the mother. There could be some kind of harmonious energy flow between you two. And also this could be money. Venus can bring money. So there might be something that you're benefiting financially from your mother. A full moon is going to occur on the 9th at 20 degrees of Leo. And for you, that will be, I think, let's see, Capricorn and Cancer. So is that the 8th house? I guess so, 8th house. So that could even be like something with an inheritance. And I don't know, I mean, with the Venus and the 4th house, if you have already dealt with, the 4th house can be the mother, so if you're dealing with her estate and her house, that it could get like kind of resolved around the 9th. Maybe you've come to an agreement with your siblings, and then you're able to receive that money from your mom's side of the family. I don't know, something like that. So now I'm going to lay out the cards, and then I'll go back to a few of the other transits that are occurring. Okay. So the heart of the matter is the Two of Pentacles. This may be a decision that you're kind of pondering what you should do. Should I accept that job, even though it's overseas, see the water? Should I take on a second job? I do think, I was talking about your second house, you might be looking for ways to make extra money at this time, and you take on a second job, but it's a juggling act. You got a lot on your plate. So, in some cases, this can be two relationships, or deciding whether or not to stay with a certain person. In the past position, we have the Page of Cups, and if it is two people, maybe one of them is a Pisces, I don't know. But the Page of Cups is a card of somebody who may be believing something that is being told to them, and there's that element of a little bit of naivete, and having to choose whether or not to stay in that situation because you believed something that you may have found out was not true. If you have found out that something is not true, it's important not to kind of sugarcoat it. Sometimes a person will say to me, I didn't know that he was married because I didn't find out until after we were together. So they didn't get with somebody while they were, knowing that they were married. But it's like completely glossing over the fact that the person did not tell them the truth. That is something that is pretty serious to me. I wouldn't I wouldn't overlook that and act like, oh, well, yeah, they didn't tell me the truth, and gee willikers. I think that's pretty important to be told the truth. And so it might be one of those situations. What else could it be? Deciding whether or not that you want a child. Because even the Three of Pentacles, I think you might decide in favor of it. Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. That's the Architect's card. But I saw something else. It's funny, in the Rider-Waite deck, it looks like they show a baby being dedicated, like, in a church. So this isn't a really good example of what I was talking about. But I do think that it could have something along those lines. There may be something like the Three of Pentacles. If you're debating whether or not to take a job, and if it pays a good wage, if you really are trying to maybe buy a house or something like that, or even like if you want to have children but you feel like you need to have more money first, then you may accept a job based on that factor. But in some cases, if you're a woman and you're afraid of like having a child because your career is going to be, curtailed, this is a career woman card. So you may realize, hey, it doesn't matter. Maybe I can work from home. Maybe I can work part-time and then still have a lot of time to raise my child. There's, realizing that you have alternatives, perhaps flex time. With the Two of Pentacles, maybe you're looking to doing half and half, working from home, working from the office. So, keeping those possibilities in mind. What crosses you is the Page of Swords. That's what I'm saying, like paranoia. Maybe this has something to do with like maternity leave. Like, you know, will somebody steal my job? You know, because with the Three of Pentacles, if you have a good team, there's nothing to fear. But, you know, a Capricorn can manufacture something just because you're so, you know, dedicated to your job, and like, oh my God, you know, God forbid that somebody could come in and try to take it from you. That would be like your worst case scenario. But if you really trust those people and believe that, you know, you work well together, then chances are you're being paranoid and not, you know, in your right mind. Okay, with the Page of Swords, if this is some kind of a situation where you're with somebody who is like having two relationships at once, and just like what I said a minute ago, like if you found out that they were seeing somebody else while you were with them, understand that you're going to probably be, even if they decide, if they pick you, you know, I'm using air quotes here, that you might never trust them. You know, this is one of those things that people never like really think about, is that how can you trust somebody that is a cheater? Like, how can you really feel that they are going to be somebody that you can put your faith in? It's absurd. So with that in mind, it makes no sense to dedicate your life to somebody who has this capability of doing something like that. It just doesn't make any sense. And what you could find out is that they are, you know, still lying to you. I mean, even if they claim that they're not, you may not believe them. And so you're going to be in that constant state of the Page of Swords in reverse, where you're always, you know, trying to play detective, trying to catch them in a lie, so you can prove that they really haven't changed, so that you know, that you have that proof. Well, that's not a very pleasant environment. That's actually, we could say that would be quite toxic. So that wouldn't be a good situation to find yourself in. What's coming in is the Queen of Wands. This is confidence, I think, feminine confidence. This is the working mother, the career woman who's also a mother. So that balance, the Two of Pentacles, I think, is trying to find that balance. Maybe you do find that balance. But also confidence if you're in a situation with somebody who is, who you find out is cheating, is that you're able to step away from it, and you are self-empowered. The Queen, I always think of the Queen and King as being, as having a lot of dignity and a lot of maturity, where they really honor themselves, and they also are not going to fall apart emotionally. Wands energy is passionate, so it's not that it's like not emotional. It's passionate, but it's also very independent. And so people who have, when you have this Queen of Wands going on, you may be somebody who is very, you have become, through your trials and tribulations, somebody who is starting to honor yourself. And you're not going to allow somebody else to come in and tell you that you're not worthy of having everything. That's what this is all about. You're worthy of having somebody who's faithful to you. You're worthy of building a life with somebody who you can trust, who you're not going to be afraid of what they're going to do next. And the outcome is the Judgment card. So If there was some kind of probate issue, this may be the month that it is resolved. I didn't know. Did I say something that... Yeah, because I said Leo. And that was on the 9th. So it could be like a legal judgment comes in for you. But just you developing better judgment also cause and effect in the universe. This is a karmic card. So you reap what you sow. And that works both ways. That's not just ominous, like, oh, you reap what you sow, bad karma, all this stuff. No, it can be good. It can be like, you know, if you have good judgment, you will have good outcomes. And if you want to be cherished and be like, you know, have a monogamous relationship and not have cheating in it, you have to lead the way, and you can't get involved with somebody who is doing that. Even if you find out after the fact, that's even more reason to question this person, because it means that they withheld something very important to you and they were not being trustworthy. And so all of these factors have to come into, and you know what? If you feel guilty, if you're going to leave and you feel guilty about it, understand that cause and effect is supreme in the universe. It's like that person had a choice, and they had the freedom to choose something different. And they chose to, keep something from you. And so they, you know, if somebody lies that soon into the relationship, that does not set a good tone. That, at the very least, let's put it that way. Okay, well, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope you had a great birthday season, and thank you for watching. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.